my channel. My name is Nicole if you're new here, and before I start today's video, I just want to say I got Invisalign and I'm super excited about it, but I'm still getting used to the feeling of it in my mouth. I feel like my teeth are suffocating. It is something I will have to get used to, but yeah, I might be saying my words oddly or like slurring a little bit. Just don't pay attention to it, it's fine. But with that out of the way, for today's video I'm going to do an anti-haul and throw a few wish list items in there as well by looking through Trendmood's Instagram account. I really love anti-haul videos and wish list videos. I love seeing what people are interested in buying and interested in not buying and why. So yeah, and personally I have a little makeup demon in the pits of my soul that makes me want to buy everything new and everything sparkly. So I feel like talking about these products will help convince me out of buying them because I don't need them. My makeup drawer, it's like to the right of me, right? Is this right? This is my right, maybe your left. But to the right of me, it's complete two full things, or like levels of the drawer completely filled with makeup I don't need anymore. So I think talking myself out of them will be a benefit to my emotional and financial health. With that being said, let's just get started. Patrick Starr is coming out with his own makeup brand called One Size. He launched with a makeup remover mist and makeup wipes. The mist sounded kind of interesting when I first thought of it. However, I realized quickly that I wouldn't want to purchase a product like that just because I feel like when you're spraying that, you're going to get it in your hair, on your clothes, and then how much mist are you going to have to use to actually take off all your makeup? My mascara is especially hard for me to take off, so I don't think a mist would be enough for that step of makeup removal. And the makeup wipes I don't think anyone should be using. They're bad for the environment, they're bad for your face, and they don't even take off your makeup. They just move it around, you know? So I wasn't interested in that initial launch. However, I will say his actual color products that he's now launching do look very nice and interesting. The eyeshadow palette looks very pigmented. On the hand of swatches, the first color, it's a beautiful like rose gold. I love that color. That color alone will make me buy any eyeshadow palette, and I'm trying to break that bad habit. I have enough eyeshadow palettes, I don't need another, but this looks like a great product. If you need something like this in your collection, for sure get it. Along with his eyeshadow palette, he's also launching, what are these called? Eye poppers, Sparkle Vision liquid eyeshadows for $22. I will say that seems a little bit pricey for glitter eyeshadows, but they are stunning. Absolutely stunning. Again, the second swatch of these is the Everything and More color, which looks like a rose gold champagne color, and I will probably pick that one up just because I don't have a lot of glitters. I have, oh, this is not glitter actually. I was gonna wear glitter today, but this is actually Tati's Tati Beauty eyeshadow palette. I have only two liquid glitter eyeshadows from Makeup Shack, and they're more gold, so I would love to have more. I think they're so easy to use. I just pop like a matte color in my crease and under my eye and then put the glitter shade all over, and boom, I'm done. So yeah, I'm interested in getting that. Okay, the next thing I see is that Juvia's Place is coming out with a very colorful eyeshadow palette, and initially looking at this palette I didn't realize it was Juvia's Place. I feel like it's very different. The packaging is very different from their usual aesthetic, but I appreciate them trying to go out of their box. I love this palette. I think it's so beautiful. It's so colorful, and those purples, the first row and the very last row, those like jewel tones are so like pretty. And I'm very attracted to them. However, I don't wear color that much, and I already have my heart set on the Midas or the Kaleidos new palettes, so I'm gonna wait for this. I'm gonna wait to see some reviews about it, but it looks beautiful, and I've only heard good things about Juvia's Place eyeshadow formula. So if this is something you're attracted to, I say for sure go get it, girl. And it's $36, which is not that bad for how many colors you're getting. It's cheaper than like Urban Decay and Too Faced and all that jazz. I Heart Revolution is coming out with two eyeshadow palettes. One is called the Grilled Cheesy and the second one is called the Vegan Stack. Okay, so honestly, the outside packaging, I think it's cardboard, looks so cute. I think it's like a retro. I think it's because it reminds me of In-N-Out in some way. I think it's like the red and the yellow lettering. Reminds me of In-N-Out, and I used to work at In-N-Out, and I just have like a little space in my heart for them, so I think that's just what I'm drawn to. However, I will say the actual eyeshadow packaging, the burger packaging, I think it's a step too far. It's a little bit too much for me, a little bit extra if you ask me. And I've never tried anything from the brand, so I don't know the quality of their shadows. Yeah, and those color schemes I'm not really drawn to either, so I will be passing. Sorry, iHeart Revolution, maybe next time. Colourpop is coming out with a new collection called Wild Nothing. It comes with an eyeshadow palette, blushes, matte cream shadows, jelly munches, and then it looks like lip oils. Yeah, lip oils. So the eyeshadow palette, I feel like because they have so many now, they're all kind of blurring together in my mind and I can't differentiate each one of them from each other. The only shade that looks semi-interesting in this whole palette is that green shade, but then again I don't wear greens that much, so I will not be getting this palette. The matte or the blushes look fine, I just don't need one. The matte cream eyeshadows, I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like they could crease very easily, right? Like I feel like a glitter cream shadow you can use because it's so sparkly you don't kind of see the creases, but I feel like that's not as easy to get away with cream shadows or like matte cream shadows, so I'm kind of weary about that. But the one thing I do really like from this collection are the jelly munches. I have two currently, and I love them. The payoff is great. The only thing I will say about them is they seem to dry out pretty quickly. I think I can only have about 6 months of use from them until I have to throw them away because they're just too dry. So when I'm done with the ones I currently have, I will for sure look into getting these colors because they look beautiful. The lip oils look interesting. Those are beautiful colors. They're all like more natural, and that's what I usually go for on a daily basis. I really like that these are oils that have no glitter or sparkle to them, but they are super shiny. That's what I look for in a gloss and or oil. However, I have so many different lip products right now that I need to get through before I even think about getting another one, which is unfortunate, but I did this to myself, so I will not buy them. Maybe eventually, but not today. Huda Beauty is coming out with a Nymph All Over highlighting powder, which is nearly 4 inches in diameter. Okay, so it's $55 and it only comes in one shade. So I will say the embossment, the geometric rose pattern in the actual powder is beautiful, and that's what attracted me to it first. However, I really don't like when brands do this thing where they only put out one shade for a product. Like highlighters, blushes, and bronzers should come in at least 4, 5, 6 shades, because there's no way one shade is gonna be able to work for multiple skin tones. There's just no way. And looking at the pictures they provided of light, medium, and dark skin tone, honestly, on the light skin tone, it doesn't look great. It looks too dark. And on the darker skin tone, it looks ashy. It almost looks gray on that girl's skin. Or man. I think it's a woman though. They look like small, well, whatever. On that person's skin, it looks way too ashy or gray. I feel like this color only works well on the middle skin tone. Yeah, I think that was a bad move. And you also don't need a highlighter that's 4 inches in diameter. That's huge. That's probably, I'm almost positive that's bigger than the Becca shimmering highlights, and those are huge. It maybe takes me a year to get through one of those. And me personally, being someone who likes to try new product, that likes to try different colors and brands, this just doesn't make sense for me because I'm going to get bored of it and it's just going to sit in my collection and never get used up, which is wasteful. And Huda is a like Instagram, I think she was also on YouTube, wasn't she? Well, regardless, she should know that she has customers of all different skin tones. Why are you not trying to cater to all different skin tones? A shame. Wet n Wild is coming out with a new collection. It includes 2 eyeshadow palettes, a face palette, and then some lip products. Again, only one face palette, and the colors are very differing. I feel like half the face palette would work for light skin tones and half of it would work for dark skin tones, which I hate. Like, just make 2 separate palettes, one for lighter skin tone and one for darker skin tone, at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why they do this. It's wasteful. And the two eyeshadow palettes, the darker one is way too dark for me. I'm just personally not comfortable wearing dark shadows. I don't think it looks good with my skin tone, my features. I feel like it just makes you look very, I don't know, I just don't like it on me myself. And the lighter eyeshadow palette, I'm just not interested in it. I don't like the packaging. I hate plastic packaging, and not only plastic but super cheap packaging. And I'm pretty sure Wet n Wild is no longer cruelty free. They used to be cruelty free, but now they're selling in mainland China, so we do not support that here. Sorry, Wet n Wild, do better. Morphe is coming out with a new line called Morphe 2. It's essentially like a Glossier ripoff brand. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm not the biggest fan of Morphe. I feel like the people they work with aren't the best. I feel like their product quality is not the best, nor thought out as well as it could be. I think the packaging is cheap, and I think the product matches. And I don't think this brand will be any different, honestly. I will just stick with, if you want, they're probably gonna be cheaper than Glossier, and that's their only saving grace for people that want to try product like that but don't want to pay for Glossier just yet, or don't want to, or not willing to, whatever reason, you know. However, I just think there's other brands you can support that have the same vibe, and it's not Morphe. The only products I've liked from Morphe was the Jaclyn Hill original eyeshadow palette, which they've changed the formula of and then didn't tell anyone. And then I had the James Charles palette, which was a lot brighter of color, and it was harder to use, but the payoff is there, you know. But everything else I've tried from Morphe is subpar at best, and I just don't vibe with their packaging. I don't vibe with their whole, like, brand, I guess. So no, I will not be getting this, nor any future products from Morphe or Morphe 2. This is actually something I'm very interested in getting. Midas Cosmetics is coming out with a collaboration / collection, which includes 4 face palettes. See, this is what I was talking about. They're coming out with 4 face palettes that are good for 4 types, or 4 different ranges of skin tones. A light, medium, deep, and then like rich, dark, deep. Like, indie brands just have my heart. They know what they're doing. I'm obsessed. The colors look beautiful. I would obviously go for the lightest like face palette, and that highlighter in there looks intense. It looks beautiful. I want it. The blush shade, also beautiful. There's a cream contour, and then a bronzer. Again, look great. I'm very excited for this release. There's a few things I want to try from Midas. Obviously this. I also want to get maybe the Flower Bomb eyeshadow palette because that looks really good too. But yeah, I'm super proud of them. They're doing what's right. I hope that other brands follow their lead and make different palettes for more skin tones. Gucci is coming out with a bronzing powder. It's expensive, it's $50. However, also I don't buy from them because I'm not cruelty free, but like if I would take that out of the equation, I was intrigued by this because personally I don't go through bronzers that quickly, so I can see the value of paying a little bit more for a bronzer and then being able to keep it for a longer time. Like for me, I think I would use a bronzer for about 6 months to a year before I have to replace it. And $50 for that doesn't seem too bad to me personally. So I was initially intrigued by it, and then the packaging is so beautiful. It's a beautiful like turquoise blue compact with gold rim. It's stunning. If a cruelty-free brand, maybe like Hourglass, wants to copy this and put their ambient lighting powders in them, I wouldn't be mad. Okay. I had to read this whole description twice because I was very confused on how they're getting away with this, essentially. So Becca is coming out with a no pigment collection that includes a no pigment foundation and a no pigment highlighter for the face and lip. Let me just read you this description for the foundation first. Free of pigment, instead utilizing the brand's clear light blur technology to diffuse light around the face, blur imperfections, and smooth the appearance of skin. So that just sounds like a blurring primer, right? And then the no pigment highlighter is a multi-use gloss for the face and lips that delivers a wet glass skin effect, free from pigment. Okay, so if you want a wet look on your face without pigment, you can just use Vaseline. Don't buy this product. Don't buy either of them. You don't need them. I can see the effort behind this. I can see them trying to be creative and innovative, but this was not the way to do it. They're essentially marketing blurring primer and a tube of Vaseline under a different name. Ooh, this kind of made me more furious than I have the right to be. But let me just have this moment, okay? So Winky Lux is coming out with a s'mores collection that includes a s'mores face palette for $16, which includes 2 highlighter shades and 1 matte contour, and then a s'mores tri-color balm. You guys already know the first issue I'm gonna have with this. It's 1 palette, so it's not gonna suit everyone's skin tone. Me personally even, I think that white highlighter is gonna be way too bright on me, and I think that gold highlighter would be too dark. The only thing I could use in that palette is probably the contour shade. But again, like someone of darker skin tone, I can't see how that light white highlighter will look on them. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's my first issue. Secondly, which I haven't talked about yet in this video, the pans are all together and I hate that. Like, how are you gonna put shimmery products next to a matte product and expect it all to be fine and dandy the whole time you're using it? Like, how long is it gonna take you to just put your brush in that product, one of them, and then all the shimmer to go into the matte? 1 use, 2 uses. So they should have at least separated the 2 shimmer glitter products from the matte. It's so annoying. I would be less mad if this was an eyeshadow palette, but it being a face palette just makes me even more mad because, like, you're gonna use a big brush for your face, you know what I'm saying? Like, my bronzer brush, let me show you. This is what I usually use for bronzer. I don't know where it's from, probably Target. But this is what I use for my bronzer. And the size of this does not look that big. It looks like it's this, I'll put a picture right here. But this palette looks like the same size of that lip balm that they're trying to sell me. And if that's the case, this brush is gonna get into at least 2 of those shades. I don't want to contour my face with shimmer. No, Winky Lux, do better. And that balm, the color that it supposedly produces looks very beautiful, light and pretty. However, how long is it going to take for the top of that product to get disgusting looking from mixing that brown with the red with the white? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that doesn't sound appealing to look at, 1. 2, I feel like because they're in 3 different like sections, you can easily apply more of one color than the other, so I don't feel like the color could always be the same. It comes down to I'm just lazy. I don't like to take my time in the morning when I'm doing my makeup. And this product will make me work for it, and I don't want that. So alas, I would not be buying this product. Ulta came out with a Harry Potter collection that includes 4 palettes, 1 for each house, a body shimmer, a jelly puff, blush, whatever. Okay, so I'm just gonna look at the palettes because that's what is most interesting, but not really, because they're actually subdued and look like they would not be good quality. And the fact that they did not include makeup, like hand swatches of the eyeshadows, makes me think that they're hiding that it's trash. Coming from a Harry Potter fan, a true Hufflepuff, I am offended at that palette. Offended. Like, they could have done so much better, and I feel like they're trying to emulate the Colourpop monochromatic 9pan palettes, and they just failed tremendously. But yeah, that's it for today's video, you guys. What products are you planning on buying? What products would you throw out a window if you actually saw in person? Me, I think it would be that Becca foundation. And what else? Oh, also that Winky Lux one. Awful. Do not like that one at all. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye! You're joking! Zima, do you want to come in? Yeah? Okay. 1 second. Where's my wine?